Okay, guys, so here's what we're gonna do. This is gonna be making the bracers, right? So we're just gonna assume that you've bought the nylon thread and you've bought the Tide spray linen off the auction house and sent it to your tailor. All right, so now that and I'm just going to show you a basic breakdown of what this system can do so that you can appreciate the complexity. And then if you have questions, I can actually get into the specifics of the system. So the first thing that we're going to do is let's just craft, I don't know, 20 of these. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead. You can see here the way I have it set up. And again, this is all, pretty easy right here, but we're going to put 20 in here. We're going to hit enter and we're going to hit Q. And look, it goes over here to your crafting queue. All you got to do is hit craft next, craft these bracers. Basically what you do is you send all the blues to your enchanter, and one out of the different types I send to the disenchanter. One of the different types of greens so that I can have gloom dust, enough gloom dust to do all the enchants I'm going to do later. I found out that roughly if you send one, then you're gonna that'll get you enough gloom dust to do everything that you need to. You're gonna go do, and this is all factored in the TSM, and I'll show you how to set that up later if if you like this video. So what I do here is that I have the inbox, which is if I had buy, sell things, that's what you'd see. And then you have send, just like the regular mailbox. And then you have groups. Now, groups is how you make mailing very simple. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over to groups. I have everything selected here, and I have mail operations selected. So watch what happens when I hit mail selected groups. You're going to see all these bracers disappear. So they're all gone. Where did they send them? They sent all the blues to the enchanter plus one version of the greens. They sent everything else to the guy that's going to make the expulsum. Now I'm on my hunter. As you can see, I have a bunch of materials already in the bags. I have a bunch in my bank, but we're just concerned with the bracers. Again, these are all the greens with the exception of one version that have been set to my hunter from the mail operation you just saw. And now we're going to just go and scrap them. Another thing I want to talk about is very important that you get easy scrap. So you may have seen this and been like, what the heck is this? So what this does is, and you can actually create filters. Like I have a filter set up just to put the greens in, just in case I get, a blue or something crazy happens. But really, if you just have these bracers in your bags, you don't have to worry about it. So these are all the bracers that are in my bags currently. All I have to do is hit Q all and it throws them in there. Then you hit scrap, it scraps all 9, and then it loads the next 9 in there. So you have to hit scrap every 9. And going back to the spreadsheet, you'll want to see, if you just have enchanting or tailoring, obviously you're not going to make a leather working one. But this is just for an example. So this says it's a blue. Honorable combatants, male armed guards, but it's not actually a blue. When I go to craft it, you can see here it's actually a purple. So that's what you want. So again, go over to the mailer. I have it again set up to send these purples to my disenchanter. So you can see the purple disappeared. Okay, so here we are on the enchanter. Open the mailbox. You can see I've received the blue and one of the green. The quick blade is the one that I have set up. So I'm just going to go ahead and take all these. And I'm going to take this one epic. Okay. So now TSM has this thing called destroying. You go in here and you just hit destroy next. Or I have a macro set up that I just have to roll my mouse wheel up and it will destroy the next. And you'll see I'm getting extra mats, getting gloom dust, etc., etc. So I have a bunch of mats. Now that you've done this on a much bigger scale, you're going to have a lot of mats. And basically what you can do here is I have all the groups again set up. So you can hit restock selected groups. And based off of what you've sold on the auction house, it'll tell you how many you need to make. I have it set up so that the blues, the blue enchants, or pretty much every enchant, I want 5 made. Okay, so again, We're going to close out destroying, and we're going to hit craft next. Or again, in my case, I have the macro set up, which again, I can show you how to do. This is just for explanation purposes. But you're going to make all of these, or however many you want. And again, what I have set up here is, okay, that's all I'll make for now. When you go over to the mailbox, I have it set up to where when I hit groups again and mail selected groups, it's going to send all of these to my auction guy. These are the enchants that I just sent myself. I'm going to take all of them. And this is the last step, right? You've gotten to the auction. This is where you're going to start making your gold. So now, again, TSM, here's the auction. I have groups again set up to where I can select my weapon enchants and my ring enchants that I just picked up. And then I'm going to just hit simply run post scan. Now, I don't have it set up yet. You want to make sure that there's nothing crazy listed here. If you start seeing these enchants listed at like I would say below 400, 350 is my mark. I actually end up going in there and buying out the enchants and relisting them later. But you don't need to worry about that now. Just make sure that there's nothing crazy on the outliers. Now the green weapons, I've made those too. And again, there's a lot of margin there. So, and then I'm just gonna roll my mouse wheel, and it posted all those auctions in the groups of 5 that I want. And then let's just say I wanted to check to see if I got undercut. I would, instead of hit post scan, hit cancel scan. It will come through and it will tell me, oh look, you've actually undercut your own auction because other people have undercut me already and I was just re-undercutting. And then it says auction